The 355 is the brand new theaters exclusive, the first new release in 2022. The film stars Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, Penelope Cruz, Diane Kruger, Edgar Ramirez, and Sebastian Stan. And tells the story a top secret weapon falls in the wrong hands. A CIA agent played by Jessica Chastain teams up with international agents as well. That includes Diane Kruger, Penelope Cruz, and Lupita Nyong'o as they try to take down this person who has this deadly weapon. The film is written and directed by Simon Kinberg and is 2 hours and 4 minutes and PG-13. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here at Maximum Movies. We're talking about the first movie of 2022, The 355. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. If you're new to movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show every single Monday. Also, please comment down below your thoughts of this film. First of all, have you seen this film? Or are you going to skip this film? Let me know in the comment section down below. And please, the thumbs up button, the thumbs up, that's how you support this channel the best way. The like button, that's how you support my channel the best. Let's talk the 355. So I was heading in pretty down on this movie, really. While this is a pretty all-star cast and a director who's been a part of some really great projects, Simon Kinberg is obviously, he also directed his second directorial film. He directed Dark Phoenix, and he had writing credits on all of the new X-Men films. He also has writing credits on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and this is obviously the same studio that did the Bourne franchise. So everything on paper, and this is a pretty all-star cast: Jessica Chastain, Penelope Cruz, Lupita Nyong'o, Sebastian Stan. These are pretty A-list actors really doing this movie. So on paper, this movie should really work out. But it was already getting, first of all, the low expectation itself is that it comes out in January, right? So January, if you're not familiar, if you're a new person to movies, January is normally a dumping ground month where most bad theaters exclusive films normally come out. January is definitely the worst month for a movie fan all year long. Not really a lot of great content normally comes out in the month of January. So really every January movie has that over its head when it comes out. And I think it's right now like a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. So not good like at all for the 355. So I was just hoping to be opposing that. And I just want to say this as well. If you're interested in this film to see it in theaters and you want to do it as safely as possible, the Rotten Tomatoes score, the audience score, that really shouldn't affect the way you want to see this movie. If you want to see this movie, go ahead and see the movie. Not my opinion, not someone else's opinion. If they like it or not like it should deter you or make you go see a movie. You do whatever you want to do. It has a 76% audience score, so the audiences seem to like it, but I'm going to be on the negative side. Let's talk about the positives first, and that really is one of the rare positives is this all-star cast. This movie really would not work unless these actors are in these particular roles. This is a really fantastic cast from start to finish, starting with Jessica Chastain, who is a badass, and she has, in my opinion, really struggled to find ground in the action movie part of it. She's had some really good, obviously serious type roles. She's more likely going to get nominated this year for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, but you know, Zero Dark 30, Molly's Game, The Martian. She's definitely one of the top working actresses. She's from A Marriage, also from last year, but she has really struggled with action. Ava came out. Dark Phoenix was definitely one of the worst parts of Dark Phoenix, was really her character. Some people want to argue It's Chapter 2. I actually like It's Chapter 2, but she's not in the best action films where she is the center of attention. Ava was kind of her first one. This is not good as well, but she was, again, really good. She's a total badass. She's obviously the main character because the way the twists and turns of the movie, obviously this type of film has, it really does revolve around her relationships with her people and how when you're a spy, you can't really trust everyone. And that's one of the key messages of the film. Lupita Nyong'o is also great in this movie as well. She's probably my favorite of the 5 main ladies in the film. She plays like the tech person for the group, but she also does get into the action a lot, which was actually quite a bit of a surprise. Penelope Cruz plays a therapist who really doesn't want to be in the situation, but is forced to be in the situation. And then Diane Kruger is a German spy who's looking for the same thing as Jessica Chastain's character in the openings of the film. They start to team up because they need each other in order to get this thing. So So all the performances really across the board are really, really good. Penelope Cruz is definitely the funniest, I would say, for the comedy purpose of the film. There really isn't a lot of comedy, but she definitely brings that out. Has a couple really funny one-liners because she's a therapist and she feels like the most human person out of the entire film, who feels like an authentic person. Really happy to see Sebastian Stan in this movie. I'm a huge Sebastian Stan, not just obviously for The Winter Soldier, but even in stuff like I, Tonya. He's a really fantastic actor. It's great to see him in a non-MCU role. He has a dynamic with Jessica Chastain that is one of the driving forces of the film as well. So he's really great to see. Also, him and Jessica Chastain have really good chemistry with each other. Sadly, he's not in the film that much, so it feels like you're just getting to the brink of how good he could be in the movie, but he's not really in the film that much. But it really is the five of these ladies. They have great chemistry with each other. It really is the four of them for a very, very long time. I don't want to say her name. I think her name is Fan Bingbing, is the actress who plays Lin Mi Shang in the film. She doesn't really get into the film until the last 35 minutes. So it really is the four: Penelope Cruz, Diane Kruger, Chastain, and Nyong'o. The four of them have really, really strong chemistry with each other, which definitely takes you through the film. Also, thought the action was fine. I didn't think it was awful action or anything like that. It did just feel like generic action. Again, I don't want to get into the negative too quickly. But the film also moves. It never feels too long. It is exactly like 2 hours and 4 minutes, which is an actual pretty good runtime for this type of film. But I can't keep going around. So let's talk about my negatives. It's not a good movie. And that's kind of it's a disappointing film because from the studio that made the film to the director, who's been a part of some really special projects, to some really great actresses. And these are not just badass usual actors. These are some really fantastic award nominating or winning actresses and actors, if you include Sebastian Stan as well, and Edgar Ramirez, actors in this film. And on paper, this film should have worked, but there's, I guess, a reason why it came out in January. Again, 0 for 2 for Simon Kinberg as a director. He was a writer for a very long time, finally got the opportunity to direct in Dark Phoenix, but this is a really rough go for him once again as a director. It's a very blandly directed film. It just feels like one of those forgettable action films that you'll see, and then a month later, you'll see another action film that's better, and this one will be kind of forgotten about. And I can already feel myself in 2 or 3 months forgetting about this film because it's a really forgettable film. And the biggest reason why is that while the cast is there, they have the on-screen cast and the action is hit or miss for me. It really hit more than miss. I just think the story is just never there. These people just don't ever feel like real people throughout the entire film. They get hints of a backstory. Jessica Chastain literally is no character. She just plays a CIA agent who is her only friend in life is Sebastian Stan. Like, that's her only character arc. Lupita Nyong'o has a husband home that she kind of lies to do this work. That's her only character. I mean, these are just so one-note cliche spy characters. And because there's 5 main ladies in the film, they each have their own cliche spy subplot that's added to the film to give them characters. They just don't feel like there's any depth at all with this script. It's a just really bland, at times lazy script, because these are such great actors who are giving it their all, but these characters are just nothing. The script heavily relies on the actors, which can only get you so far in making a good movie. Yes, these actors cannot make this one of the worst films of the entire year, but you also need a script to really help them out as well. And it feels like these actors just did the best that they could with the material. Also, Diane Kruger is one of the bigger characters of the film. She's a German character who has her dad has an interesting enough backstory. Either these people have men that they care about or families that they care about. It never feels like they have character motives to themselves. I feel like they're just there to stop this thing. The MacGuffin is something that you've seen in a billion spy movies. The first 5 minutes of this movie is literally just exposition dumping on what this top secret weapon actually is. And you've seen this in I don't want to spoil what the weapon is, but you've seen it in so many different types of films that, of course, it's another thing that has to blow up, that has the power to blow up the world. It just feels like the movie was just super lazy. The actual MacGuffin of what they're going after just isn't that original. This movie is just so not original that it just pulls me right out. And I really want to see this type of action franchises with women in it. I mean, this is exactly what I think a lot of people have been waiting for. But the problem is, sadly, these movies are just not getting good scripts. And you can totally tell with the right script, this could totally be a franchise, even spin-off franchise, with just one of these actors, multiple of these actors just getting their own movies based off this film. But because this movie really fumbles this script story, one of the most cliche stories I've seen in a spy movie in a long time, couple months, this film just does not come together. So while the actors are great, really, really great, especially Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, and Sebastian Stan are complete standouts in the entire film. And as I said, the action is just very generic. None of the action's really going to jump out at you. It's a generic spy film that is this one of the worst films. Does it deserve 26%? I'm not going to go that deep. I am going to give this film a 1.5 out of 5. 20, actually, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go 30% for the 355. Not a good way to start 2021 as usual. I'll have reviews of Scream next week, as well as my Book of Boba Fett episode 3 spoiler review, as well as my box office breakdown show. All these things are coming to the channel very, very soon. I'll see you guys then.